Well, hi there, everybody. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, and I'm thrifting today in Philly. I hope you'll join me.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Okay, I was told when I walked in today the color is green, and I'm on my second aisle. And the first thing I see is this depression green jar missing its lid. $4.49. That's a possibility to throw in the cart. I'm not actually sure that I'll buy that. There's not a whole lot of resale value in it missing its lid, but people love to dump utensils in things like that, don't they? Now, this might be a first for me. I don't think I've ever seen Hawking Bubble in sapphire blue grill plates. $2.49 per plate. Well, you get a big piece of meat, but there's not much room on there for vegetables. There's a stack of them here. I'll go through them and make a decision. Some people like grill plates and some people don't. Hello, false graph. I did find another pink. We'll look at that out of the car. And I love oak, and that is a solid oak recipe box. And because it's oak, that's going to go back to between 1900 and 1930. That's when they were making, that's when oak was so popular. Let's see here. Have we got black glass? We do. No, that's pottery. I got fooled. Ha ha ha. I got fooled. Ooh, wait a minute. Here's some sandwich. And I don't mean ham and cheese. Ooh, the sandwich pattern. But that is not the top quality. That's not the best quality glass. It's not Hawking, and that's not Duncan and Miller. You know what? Yep, look right there. See, there's that. What does it say? It says Malaysia. I did not know they made the sandwich pattern in Malaysia, but they do. So, not interested in that. That's not quite what I'm looking for. Look at this mid-century pattern over here. I wonder what that is. I've never seen it. It is Carefree Syracuse, vintage made in the USA. Oh, it's like dinerware, but it's got a, oh, how about that? What do they want for all of these pieces? 19 pieces for how much? Well, there are some plates. Okay, well, wait a minute, I'm out of focus. Typical for me this early in the morning. Oh, I see well, I'm not going to buy that punch bowl, but I am going to go look at it. Let's do it. Now, I know you're getting really good at spying the cut glass as opposed to the pressed, but you really have to rub your hands over it to be certain. Sometimes you can tell from a distance, like this piece right here is definitely a piece of cut glass. It's a little dirty, which is giving it a little bit of a yellowish tint. It's $14. I'll feel the teeth and see if we got any chips. Ooh, I see a few. I'm okay with a few flea bites, but if we have any serious problems with teeth, I'm leaving it behind. But I've got to run both hands over it. So for right now, let me just put that back. And that might be the only piece I'm seeing that's actually cut. That's a big, beautiful punch bowl. That's pressed. That is probably not Falstoria. It looks like they're copying it. The quality isn't quite there, although I could be wrong. I am wrong every day about some or other. That's Depression Elegant. $6.99. Okay, could be. Let's see, there was something else that caught my eye. Here it is. This caught my eye way back here. Let me move you momentarily. And it's pressed glass. It's pretty. It's a pretty pattern. $7.99. Okay, it's pretty. Well, you're gonna have to, you want to see what I bought, and of course I'm gonna show you. Once I get back out into the car, we'll do another show and tell. But I'm just getting started. That's a pretty piece of pressed. Look at a little fleur-de-lis in there. I like that. That is $5.99. Okay, let me go back over and make a decision on these grill plates. I might check some comps very quickly on eBay just to see, but I have a feeling that they might not be that great. Let's go see. Okay, having done very well at the 2nd Avenue thrift shop, I'm still in South Philadelphia, and now I'm heading into a Goodwill store. Let's do it. Okay, here we are in the Goodwill, and let's go up and down this aisle and find something hot to try. The first thing I see that I want to put my hands on is this wonderful, and I'm going to think it's wonderful. I'm not going to buy it. $7.49. Oh, look at that big bad chip right there. But that's 100 years old. That's EAPG. I'll put that back. I'm really happy with that big chip on it. Here's another EAPG piece. Oh, let's see. And that doesn't seem as though it ever had a lid, obviously because of the way that it's shaped. Ooh, it's filthy. $6.49. Let's see. It's got beautiful... Are they acid etched? I can't tell. I think so. I'll think about that. I'll think about that. All right. I think I see an anchor hocking. Now, I've got one of those already, so I certainly don't need two. But let's look at it. Let's see if it's chipped or how much the price is. It's a tilt ball pitcher, and it's in that, let's see, $8, yeah. Okay, but as I said, wait a minute, is this fried glass? No, it's so dirty you can't tell if it's, no, it's Pyrex. Okay, I'm not interested in that. This is nice at $7.50. That's about maybe a $20 pitcher. So there's a little bit of profit in that. The day is young. The day is young. I don't want to spend all my money yet. Okay. Take a look at this beautiful, massive console table. Can't you just see this in a hallway or a foyer or something like that? Really, probably for domestic use, but this table is going to date to, really the 1920s. And I have to tell you, I already cheated on a table of that quality. I expect it to be signed, and it is. I opened it up, and it's made by the Van Sciver Furniture Company, which was a nationally known company, but also a company from right here in my backyard, New Jersey, Camden, New Jersey. There it is, J.B. Van Sciver and Company, Camden, New Jersey. Here's the brass tag that they've placed on the inside of it. Let's close it up and take a look at the detail. Look at all the stippling here. This is all factory done. And I have to say, at first when I saw it, I thought, oh, you know what? I bet that's one of those things that came out of Indonesia or India. But I took a closer look at it, and obviously it's not. You're not going to believe the price, good folk. $29.99. Now guess what? I'm not going to buy it because I don't have any room for it. and I do not want to take it home and stick it in my basement. But I'll tell you, it is in the South Philadelphia Goodwill on Oregon Avenue. So if you're in the area and you want a antique console table, beautiful, there it is. Come get it. I'm leaving it right where it is. If I took that back to the 1925 bungalow, I'd have to sleep on the street. There's a violin of absolutely no value. And look at this 1930s book-matched veneer. That's nice. 30s or 40s. Look at these handles. I bet that's Bakelite in there. Oh, this is nice. That's $40, but still. Why do I keep going out of focus? Oh, I'm not sure. I guess I'll blame it on... Who are you? Bedhead? All right. Well, here I am, 30 minutes early, which means I can't get into the Philly Aids thrift shop yet because it doesn't open until 11. But one positive result of being early is I have free parking. Yeah, if you drive around on South Street, well, it's metered parking on South Street, but if you go one street over, which is Bainbridge, yeah, you can find 2-hour parking for free. So I just saved myself $5. Now, I left those bubble plates behind in the thrift shop, and you know why? I checked the comps online. This is why every time I hear somebody say, "Oh, have you seen what it's going for on eBay?" my little pointy ears stand up. Because most of the time when people say that, it isn't going anywhere on eBay. It's sitting there. Let's take a look. Boom! I did a search on eBay. Now hold on, I know, but wait. eBay is the largest auction site, right? It reaches millions worldwide. Take a look. Look way down at the bottom and you'll see, I'm doing this from memory because I'm not looking at it. I think it says 77 results. Now what I did is I searched for anchor, hocking, divided, or grill, sapphire blue bubble plates, put all of that in there. And you get down here, I think it's like 77 results. So there are 77 lots of them listed. Look at the prices. Look at this one, like sort of way down here somewhere. I think it says that there are 8 plates, and they were originally listed at like $136, and now they're on sale for, what, 70 or 80 bucks? But that's the asking price. Now, do another search. Change the screen, please. Wham! Look at that. Go all the way down at the bottom. No exact matches found. You see what I did? I searched how many of them, how many auctions are completed and how many sold. Now, in the past, eBay runs that for 90 days, and I think that's still what they do. So what you're looking at is the sale results for the last 3 months. How many of those plates have sold on eBay in the last 3 months? Boom! Goose egg. So guess what? When somebody looks them up quickly and doesn't know to do that, and they say, wow, somebody's asking $100 and some for these plates, let me get them. Do some more studying. That's not going to be a good option for me because I don't like items that sit. I want to buy it, sell it, make my money, and move on. So those grill plates stayed at the thrift shop. Oh well. Now I have to admit, the next 2 pieces of glass I'm going to hold up, I had to do some extensive looking around on the internet to find out what these were, because they're mid-century and they're way out of my area of expertise. If I have an expertise area, I kind of do 20s and 30s. But it's beautiful glass, and let's take a look. That is lovely. Kanawha. Now there's no label on it, but I was able to track it down on the internet. And it appears as though this is one of those companies that was in West Virginia from the mid-50s, maybe to the 80s. And look at that Amberina basket with this ruffled edge. applied handle. And we go from that wonderful yellow color up to the red. People who love amberina, that's why they love it. And you know, when you put black lights on this, they do light up like Walmart on Christmas Eve. Not that I'd ever want to be in a Walmart on Christmas Eve. So, Kanawa. This one I recognized as the Georgian pattern because that's been around since the 1920s. But again, no label, had to do some digging. Viking glass. Now, of course, that was New Martinsville, and then they changed directions in the, whatever year it was, the late 40s or early 50s, and changed their name to Viking. I guess they did it in the 50s. And look at that wonderful, again, sort of amberina, a little more of a persimmon orange color, Georgian pattern, which is an old pattern, but a basket that would have been made sometime in the 50s or 60s. Again, an applied handle that will also glow under black light. Both of these pieces of glass came from the 2nd Avenue thrift store in South Philadelphia. Now, that's the first store that I went to, and I didn't film myself while I was in there buying these. I didn't get them for cheap. I paid, I don't want to tell you how much I paid. I paid between $15 and $20 for each of them. So, okay, there's some profit in there, and but really pretty glass, and I can't wait to bring these to you. Probably a live sale. Might even be 2 chaps. Let's see, what else did I get? Okay, also, there's that oak recipe box, and I'm thrilled to say that it's full of dust. Some of the old recipe divider cards are in there. I don't know that there are any recipes in it, but made of oak, that's going to go, again, as I said, probably about 1920, sometime in the 20s. Oak was still very popular in kitchens, even when it fell out of fashion in the parlor. Pink, lovely, double-handled, cherry pattern, double-handled cake plate serving thing. And then you saw this one. I went ahead and got it anyway, even though it's lidless. Again, these are 2 1930s pink depression glass pieces. I don't need a bath, but this does. It's pink as well. The sunlight might be washing it out. It's a little pottery basket, just as cute as it can be. It is unmarked. Undoubtedly USA, one of the American potteries, and how cute for a little Easter display. I can see one little marshmallow bunny sitting down in there after we give this a bath. Okay. Whew, I had to cool myself off with a little iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. What did I pay for that? I don't know. The price isn't on it. Probably about $2.50 What time is it? It's 10:33. I think I'll take a walk around the streets, and then we'll head into the Philly AIDS thrift shop. I'm having fun this morning because you're shopping with me. Thanks. Well, as you probably know, one of the things Philadelphia is known for is the number of late 18th century and early 19th century homes that still remain, and this is somewhat typical of the ones you'll see. These are tucked away here just off of Bainbridge and 5th Street. I thought I'd show them to you as I am making my way to Philly AIDS Thrift. Should we go knock on the door? Probably not. I don't think Betsy Ross is home anymore. Well, I'm in love with this Stromberg Carlson diminutive floor model radio. I like that it's on the smaller scale. Very Art Deco. A little high, that's a little high, $199 for a console set. They just don't have the value that they used to. You know, it's there, but there. Everything needs to be restored. And you know, this is a complete restoration job, and unless you know how to do it on your own, you're going to be spending a lot of money to get something like this working again, although it's possible. It's got great lines. Look at that. and it's got all of its knobs. Grill cloth is easy to replace. They're reproducing it, looks just like the old stuff, but at $199, have to just say no. So let me take my record and my ball pitcher and get out of here. By the way, in my excitement, I forgot to tell you that the 78 RPM is $1. And look at this wonderful 1930s era picture. It's unmarked on the bottom, and I'm glad it is, because it's very reasonable. If it had been marked on the bottom by one of the popular American pottery companies, they probably would have been charging a whole lot more in this particular store. So now I'm going to take a look at some artwork, some prints, some old photographs, and whatever else I can get into. Well, if you've been following me for a while, you know I've been a collector of 78 RPMs since I was a teenager. The only one I'm going to buy today is this one right here. It's a Victor R 78 RPM, and it says on here, this is recorded by Professor Charles H. Collins. I don't know if you can see that. It's an exercise record. This record is actually going to date to about 1910, 1912. So we'll take it home and put it on the phonograph and work up a sweat.
Exercise number 1. Stand erect. Arms at the sides. At the count of 1, close hands and place the fists on the chest. At the count of 2, push arms straight above the head. At the count of 3, lower arms sideward, even with the shoulders at arm's length. At the count of 4, lower the arms to starting position. Stand straight. Arms at sides. Ready. Begin. 1, up, up, down. 1, up, up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, up, up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, up, up, down. 1, up, up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I didn't film at all, well, not much anyway, in the Philly AIDS thrift store because I was just there 2 weeks ago, and you've seen me film in there 12.5 times. So I'm now walking around the corner to the Retrospect thrift store, which is on South Street, and we'll see what we can find in there. Well, I am just about thrilled, spitless, and I'll tell you why. I found a double light candlestick. I think it's Cambridge. I've got its mate at home, and I've been holding on to it for like 2 years, waiting to find another one, and I did. I'll show you in the truck. Okie doke, I am now in North Philadelphia, walking towards Frankfurt Avenue. My word. And when I get to Frankfurt Avenue, I'm going to go to Circle Thrift. Now, the last time I was here, I didn't find anything. Let's hope today's a better day. All right, here I am in the Philly AIDS. I'm sorry, I'm at the Circle Thrift store. Okay, let's see. 50 cents if it is blue. Oh, 20 years. 20-year anniversary. Very good. Let's see if I'm going to get lucky on the 20-year anniversary. Moving along slowly. You are seeing exactly what I'm seeing. And we ain't seeing much. We are not seeing much. Not on this aisle anyway. Ooh, there's lusterware. But just that one, can't do anything with that. $4, made in Japan. That's 1930s. Missing its underpants. That's pretty. I love how the decoration is on the inside. That is pretty. But I'll leave it there. Now let's see. This is their little holiday shelf, and every once in a while, I will find something that's really supercalifragilistic, but not today. All right, I guess I'll just keep the camera rolling. I know a lot of you like to see the insides of the stores, but I don't like filming people. So if they see me filming them, I will turn this off. Okay, here's some nice 1930s fire polished glass. This is elegant depression glass. There's just not enough of it to do anything. There are 4 cups and only 2 saucers. There's 1 creamer. I'm sorry, that's an open sugar bowl. And just a couple little dessert plates. It's pretty. There's just not enough to form any type of a set. And I've got enough at home of the odds and ends. And as I've kind of said before, I really don't want to start another replacements warehouse. I just really don't want to do that. So I'm going to have to say no. I'm just going to have to say no. Now, I know many of you are saying, oh my goodness, how do you drive down these roads? Well, I'm used to it. This is Philadelphia. Remember, these houses were built during horse and buggy days. And so automobiles were not meant to be doing what this automobile is doing, but I know how to do it.